Hi, this is the PC Expert Amateur, and it's almost New Year's. Are you excited? I'm not. I mean, really, it's just one more day on a calendar that is inexact, that has to be adjusted every 4 years because they got it wrong and they don't want to fix it. There are lots of other calendars out there that can be used. And there's got to be at least one that's more accurate, at least for the next 1,000 years. I mean, I don't think I'm asking too much. But hey, if it's your new year now, you Christians, Happy New Year. If you're Chinese or Muslim or one of the other calendars, Happy New Year later on. Oh, and happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, and all the other stuff. I mean, there are so many of them, I can't even keep track of them. They just keep on sprouting up just like, not weeds. I wasn't going to say weeds. You were thinking that, but I wasn't thinking weeds. No, I was not thinking it. Okay, you're right. I was thinking it. I'm sorry. But I didn't say it until I denied that I was thinking it. The holidays are sprouting up everywhere as more and more groups start to get recognition. I mean, I grew up in a country that I didn't even know Orthodox Christianity existed. I knew about Judaism because my dad's best friend was a Jew. And I knew about Christianity and Catholicism, you know, the Protestant and Catholic stuff. And when I was in high school, I heard about Islam because one of my classmates' big sister, who I had a crush on, became a Muslim. But, you know, didn't really know a lot about religions. And now I'm going to stop talking about off-topic stuff because that is not the purpose of this channel. Just happy whatever it is that you are celebrating at this time, even if it's just family time. Happy family time. And welcome to 2024 in 2 more days. We're going to take a look at a couple of Arctic fans next, and after that, a couple of Aerocool fans. And I'm setting aside the rest of the 140 millimeter and larger fans for later on. I want to get through all the 120s, unless a bunch of people say, hey, look, Mr. TPCA, or whatever your name is, we want to see a bunch of 140s, in which case I'll whip out my IPPC 3000 from Noctua and compare against that one. Yes, I know I did do 140, but, you know, that was, hey, I'm human, okay? We're going to do the Arctic Bionics P120, and it's got a 6-year limited warranty. Nice. It's pressure optimized, which I assume means it's a hydrostatic bearing, which means it's a sealed bearing, and there's a little pump in there that maintains the pressure. This is a much better kind of bearing than a hydrodynamic bearing, or HDB, or fluid dynamic bearing, same thing. So I'm pretty sure the SSO and the SSO2 of Noctua are also hydrostatic. You know, if you can find them and you can afford them, fans with hydrostatic bearings, as long as they're made right, are going to last a long time and do a good job of keeping the fan lubricated, and that's why they'll last a long time, and that's why Arctic and Noctua can afford to have a 6-year warranty on their products, even though Arctic does not release the expected lifespan. Nope, they don't tell us that. So yeah, I've been babbling on and on and on now for about 4.5 minutes. I apologize. So yeah, there's a bunch of writing here, and this is a carbon neutral company, which I think is fantastic. Thank you very much, Arctic Germany. And then there's a little bit of information on the back. So, and they have their manuals in other languages. Granted, there are all European languages, unless you want to count Russian as being more an Asian language, which I'm not sure if it is really an Asian language or if it actually is a European language but in origin. And here I go off on a tangent again. I just love learning. So this is I like the way they arranged the colors in this. I think it just makes it a little bit more interesting looking. And the corners are kind of cushioned. I mean, not really. It's pretty hard cushioning, if that's cushioning. 5 blades and a sleeved daisy chainable cable, PWM. And this is actually, people talk about the Arctic P12 Max, and that's a good fan, but this is not actually a bad fan. Although I've heard from some people that supposedly, they get some that are defective or whatever. But let's go ahead and listen to this and see what we can hear, or hear what we can hear. It has a low starting voltage. That's good. Can't really hear it. Pretty quiet so far. I mean, I hear the noise now, but kind of a low pitch. Going up. Oh, there's a harmonic there. Or resonance, whatever. It's not so loud. That's pretty decent, actually. Let's see if it puts the Noctua to shame. Oops. I accidentally unplugged the Noctua. All right. Can you hear it? I can. And now the Arctic is quieter than the Noctua. Can you tell that? I can. So much for Noctua being the quietest fan. Yeah. So, sorry, Noctua. The only thing I have, this criticism I have right now about this fan is that when I turn it off, like I just did, it takes less time for it to spin down than the Noctua. So even though it may be a hydrostatic bearing, it's still not as good as the SSO2, which is, sad. I would like to see a contender, shall we say, for the Noctua bearing. But hey, you can't always get what you want, right? I wonder how strong this is in terms of push. No, not bad. Not bad. Not quite as strong as the Noctua, but not bad. So, again, if you had trouble hearing that through my microphone, you're going to have a lot of trouble hearing it in your case, because it's pretty quiet, impressively quiet. Of course, it is a little bit slower than the Noctua. And of course, I need to ask you if you can please help me out to build this channel by liking and subscribing. And if you can, share my videos when you have a justification, or if you don't care about justifications and you just want to share them because you want to share them. I'm not going to stop you as long as you're not like spamming, okay? Because I don't go for that. I don't go for that. No, no, no can do. Sorry, Hall & Oates, for slaughtering your song. Yeah. So, shall we take a look at the data now? I heard a yes. Everybody else was shouting, no, no, stop! Stop the video! But one person said yes. So guess what? The majority loses. Yeah, I'm in a goofy mood right now. All right, here we go. All right, let's rock it. Arctic Bionics P120 Revision 3, or AC Fan 0, or is that 00? I think that's 00116A. And black and white frame with black blades. It's a $12 fan, or it was when I bought it, which makes it fairly competitive and more expensive than the Arctic P12 Max. That's a little bit weird. I wonder what it is right now. That's not the right one. Let's see. What does it show as it being right now? $13.23. I guess they're trying to price it out of the market so that people go for the P12 Max or something, because that's silly otherwise. And it's certified CE, ROHS, and carbon neutral. Made in China, 120 by 25. No idea how many hours it'll last, because Arctic likes to not tell you that, but it gives you a 6-year warranty, just like Noctua, which also tells you at least 150,000 hours. And the weight is 130 versus the 130 grams versus the 200 grams of the Noctua. 5 versus 9 blades. And standard hold distance, 200 to 2100 RPMs. So wait a second. Man, I was thinking of a different fan. I was thinking of the Alpha Cool 1800. So this is actually a little bit more powerful in terms of RPMs, or a little bit faster, I should say. And yet it's still quieter than the Noctua NF A12 by 25. Interesting. Noctua is hanging its head in shame. But Noctua, don't feel bad. You still have the amazing SSO2 bearings. Okay, 67.56 cubic feet per minute, or 114.9 cubic meters per hour. And then 2.75 static pressure. Yeah, 2.75. So that makes it on the very low end of what will work on radiators. So if you have a dense radiator, I still wouldn't use this one. I would go with the Arctic P12 Max, because it's 4.35. But 2.75 is still better than the Noctua at 2.34. And I forgot, the CFM isn't as good though. 67.56 is worse than 102.1. However, noise level, supposedly the Arctic is 49.6. I do not agree, because there's no way that the Noctua, which is louder than the Arctic, is 22.6. So there's no way that the Arctic is 49.6. I protest. I protest vehemently and loudly and annoyingly. 0.3 son supposedly translates 0.3 son supposedly, that's the wrong, you know what? That's my bad. That is so my bad. I'm going to have to look up the son again, because somehow I'm on the wrong chart. And this fan is 0.3 son. So, bother. That's a real bugger of a thing. All right, 0.3 is 22.5. There we go. I got it right now. All right, 22.5. So the Noctua is louder. All right, that's much better. I feel happy now. 40.5 centimeter fan cable with daisy chaining and sleeving, PWM, fluid dynamic bearing, just like the Noctua except for the SSO2. And, I want to try to indicate somehow that this is a hydrostatic fan, but it doesn't say that. It says it's fluid dynamic. But so it's a little bit confusing because, again, on the website, not here, but on the website right here, it says optimized for static pressure. And then where's that thing it said about the bearings? High quality bearings. Maybe it's the Arctic P12 PST I'm thinking of. Anyways, let's get back to the topic here. All right, 12 volts, starting volts of 4.3, 1.56 watts, 0.13 amps. So it's a little bit more consumptive than the Noctua, although it starts at a lower voltage than the Noctua at 4.3 versus 5. And it uses more watts and amps. So 1.2 versus the 1.56, 0.1 versus 0.13. And then it does have rotation and flow indicators. It's a clockwise spinning fan. You get 4 screws, and I think they're corner cushions. It's kind of hard to tell for sure. So that's it.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.